Okay, so in the last video, I talked about the visible part of the hair, where I talked about the cuticle, the cortex, the medulla. I talked about the cortex containing the strong bones of the hair, the weak bones of the hair, and the menocylites. Now, we are talking about the invisible part of the hair. This invisible part of the hair is that part of the hair that is under your scalp. So, as a hairdresser, you do not have interaction with that part of the hair. But this your hair growth is possible because of the activities that happen around this area. If for any reason activities stop happening around this area, hair will not grow. If for any reason there is a problem with the papilla and the follicle, you will have baldness, hair will not grow. Now, the erector pillar muscles are those muscles. You know, when you are feeling cold, you notice that you have goose pimples. Your body will stand, you have goose pimples, yes. So it is the erector. Another name for the sebaceous glands is the oil glands. So it is these oil glands that are responsible for your body being um supple, and kind of soft, because the sebaceous glands are responsible for producing oil. So if for any reason your sebaceous glands are not functioning properly, you notice that is when the scalp becomes, or even the skin begins to look flaky, looks whitish, for somebody whose sebaceous glands is not working properly, when the person finish bathing and comes out for the bathroom without applying body cream, the person's body looks ashy, looks ashy, looks funny. It is because the oil glands are not working properly. Now you have the sudoriferous glands. The sudoriferous glands are, another name for it is called sweat glands. So the sweat glands are the glands that are responsible for you sweating. You understand? So for people who sweat glands overwork, those are the people you see that are sweating. They're always sweaty, sweaty. While there's some people that their sweat glands don't work or doesn't work too much. So those are the people you will see they don't really sweat, or they just have small, small beads. Now, the sweat that comes out from your body is responsible for cooling your body temperature. So that is why when you do something like exercise and you sweat, by the time air blows you, it gives this calm, soothing, cooling effect on your skin. The sweat glands are responsible for that. Now you have the papilla and you have the follicles. The papilla, in simple terms, are the feeders. The papilla is the feeder of the hair, and the follicle is the passage of the hair. Like I said, if anything happens to the papilla and the follicle, you experience baldness. You experience baldness. But the truth is that there are some things that could affect the papilla and the follicles. There are a lot of things that could cause baldness. But if you do not have an in-depth understanding of the roots of the hair, you won't be able to handle issues of hair growth. The truth is that when hair growth starts, hair growth happens here. Hair growth happens at the roots. And length retention happens at the shafts. So if somebody is having issues of hair growth, for example, somebody comes to you and says, oh, as hairdresser, oh, my hair is not growing. What the person is simply saying is, I have gone bald. I am gorimapa. I don't have hair on my head. That is the real interpretation of my hair is not growing. But when you look at the person's hair or the person's head, and the person has hair on her head, and she tells you, oh, my hair has been at this length for like 3 years. Now the problem is not here at the roots. The problem is at the shafts. The moment somebody has problems with hair growth, the first thing you notice is that some parts of the person's head is going bald. You begin to see the person go bald around a particular region, maybe the crown area, the occipital bone area, the nape area, along the hairline. The person begins to go bald. That is when the person can you can authoritatively say, oh, the person's hair is not growing. But for as long as the person is not going bald, for as long as the person's hair is not thinning out, then that person's hair is growing. The only place where the person has an issue of length retention. That means that whatsoever treatment you are going to give will be at this place. But if the person has growth problems where the person is losing hair, then whatsoever treatment you are going to give will be a treatment that is centered around this place and the scalp and the scalp. So when you are dealing with length retention, you are treating the shaft. But when you have issues of hair growth, then you begin to treat the scalp. That is all about the hair structure, the visible and the invisible.